Hi, everyone. Let us know in the comments if you hear us. We got lots to cover today. So we're covering all the news that came out of Disney D23 Expo. There are huge updates from Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and more. We're going to get into all of it. I'm Tim Red. This is Red Carpet Talk. Let's get into it. Sorry. Let's start with Marvel. That's the big one. What do you want to say first?
Let's see. What do I want to say first?
I don't hear you right now.
Oh, you don't hear me?
Do people in the comments hear me at least? Let us know. So Marvel is the big one. X-Men casting, obviously. I'm still waiting to see if I can hear from Sam.
Can you hear me now? Am I good?
No, it might be on my end. Okay. Please let us know in the comments if you hear either of us. If not, that's an issue.
Test 1 2 test 1 2.
Oh, you can hear both of us. Okay, that's good.
Oh, okay.
I just can't hear Sam. That's weird. I think now I hear you. Okay,
now
great.
You hear me?
Great.
Great. I heard you. I'm trying to figure out if it was on my end.
No, it was on my end. Okay, we're all good. So X-Men and or Marvel, whatever you want to get into. What were you gonna get into first?
Let's get into the X-Men. Like, we've got our cast finally. There was a name. There was some I was not expecting. Indy Never Ready as Rogue. That was one I was not expecting. I was kind of expecting her to show up because obviously she was there at their backstage or wherever. But Rogue was the character I was not expecting. I thought because she kept on mentioning Mystique in interviews. So I was like, hey, if she wanted to do Mystique, why not? She can try. But if they were going to land her, I 100% thought they were going to get her as Kitty Pryde, Shadowcast. So that one surprised me. Maya Boyd cast as Storm, another out of nowhere casting that was not mentioned in any of the trades about rumored casting or anything like that. So those kind of surprises are really fun to see because it keeps you on your toes and go like, oh, okay, what has this person been? And then you got to go discover everything they've been in. So that was interesting and fun to see. Christopher Abbott, that's how you say his name, right? Christopher
Abbott.
That's him. Yeah. Him as our Professor X. Again, I am interested. I am intrigued to see what he brings to the character, and because I had a friend of mine who's like, yeah, some and poor things. He's really good. I'm really interested to see. So I'm intrigued by that as well. Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. I'm glad he's Mr. Sinister and not Magneto, because I feel like we need some time away from Magneto just to get our bearings straight with this team. And we could probably set up Magneto in a second or third movie if they are continuing it. But yeah, I'm intrigued with this cast so far. What do you think, Sam? Did you like the cast so far?
So going into this convention, we knew Kit Connor was going to be Cyclops. Sadie Sink was going to be Jean Grey after Spider-Man Brand New Day introduced her as that character. And we knew Samara Weaving was cast as Emma Frost. So the three new ones we didn't really know is, as you said, Indy Never Ready, who most people probably know from Obsession. She wasn't Superman and Lois, so she's not totally new to the superhero world. However, like you said, she was talking to directors, and that's when the rumors started. Her talking to Drake Schreier, the director of the upcoming X-Men movie in 2028. And people were like, is she going to be Rogue? Is she going to be Kitty Pryde? Is she going to be Mystique? And then she's teased, like, I would like to play Mystique. So then people started thinking, oh, she might be Mystique instead of Rogue. But then now it seems like she's Rogue. And there were so many other names thrown after that people thought were certified to happen. And it didn't end up happening. I like her as a whole. I think she's an improvement over Anna Paquin. Would she have been my first choice? I don't know about that. However, I think she just has a nice smile. Like, I just I want to root for her as an actress. Like, there's a very endearing quality to her. So I'm really excited to see what she does as Rogue, and I'm really excited to see us grow with these characters the way we did with Tom Holland. And I think Maya Bo, I think it's her name, not Boyd. I think it's Bo with an E. I could be
wrong. Okay.
Or is it Boyd?
I think it's Boyd. I think
it's Maya Boyd. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is Boyd. Yeah, you're right. Boyd. I just double checked. I like that it's an unknown theater actress. Like I keep saying for a long time now, I think a lot of theater actors are underrated and solid. Some other examples like Philippa Sue. I think Renee Rapp got her start in theater before doing like Mean Girls and stuff. Like there's just, I'm always like, and there's so many other ones. Like Rachel Zegler was technically a theater actress before she was cast on West Side Story. I'm always rooting for those types of castings because I think that's where some of the most talented people are, honestly. So I'm excited to see who this girl is. Obviously, none of us have a clue who she is. And we had a feeling it was most likely going to be an unknown more recently. I mean, I know some people are pushing for Jamie Lawson from Sinners and are really upset that it's not her, which kind of pisses me off. I'm just like, since I'm like, this girl's an unknown, and I'm like, you're just hating on her because she's not a known actress. I think it's a bit weird, and like, give her a chance at least. Adam Driver should be interesting, seeing him return to a villain role. A lot of people know him from Kylo rather than Girls. I think it's interesting we're getting a Girls reunion between him and Christopher Abbott, who a lot of people know from Girls as Allison Williams' boyfriend as well. So it's interesting. I think it's hard to top James McAvoy. I mean, Patrick Stewart as well, but I think more so James McAvoy is on the younger end. But I think people forget James McAvoy wasn't really big before he was cast.
Yeah.
We knew him from Atonement with Saoirse Ronan, and that's about it. And now people love him and Michael Fassbender. But at the time, he wasn't like a big deal. So
I think like the biggest movie he did was Mr. Tumnus in Narnia, and that was
that's another big role he did besides Atonement. Yeah, Narnia. So I think he hadn't really proven himself, and I'm like, I feel like people need to give a chance to Christopher Abbott and like let him prove he can act as well. I actually have seen like a lot of like the mock images of him bald, and it reminds me of Billy Zane, weirdly enough, from Titanic.
Oh, okay, I can see it.
Seen him bald like in movies like Demon Knight or whatever. But I'm digging this casting. I love it. I know some people don't like that they're on the younger side, and they're like, but people forget like part of that is a Hollywood issue of just casting older actors to play teen roles who don't look like teens. And these actually look like younger teens or young adults. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I'm excited to see the future. I like that we finally got an official date in 2028. We still have, last night for D23, there was the entertainment showcase, but tonight there's still the experiences showcases, which is more focused on the parks. So it should be interesting to see if there's any X-Men possible like ideas that they float around for parks extensions, like an extension of Avengers Campus.
Yeah, I can see that. They probably won't incorporate the X-Men until like maybe like Avengers Campus until they start showing up in the movies. Like maybe after May of 2028, they start incorporating it. They probably have ideas for it for now.
It takes a while to build theme park stuff. Yeah. So it's like if by the time 2028 comes around, if they're building something for a couple of years, it could come out right as the movies are coming out.
True.
So it's like we'll see if they tease anything tonight. It was just cool to see all these stars on stage. Some people thought it was a bit awkward, the Marvel panel, since they put it kind of in the middle. They weren't the last people.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I would have figured this would be like your either the opener to start everyone off on a high note or your closer, because it definitely had that feeling, especially when you're opening up with that video of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds doing the Deadpool Wolverine kind of stick and doing this read the script and all that little video in the beginning. But yeah, it was kind of in a weird spot, especially since they started like almost 20 minutes late
Yeah, it was
before the show.
crazy.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, well, first of all, they started like 20, 30 minutes, like you said, and then it ended up, instead of being like 2 hours, the actual like announcements felt like 2 hours and a half at least. And it was like, and there's in some ways it makes sense for Marvel to be in the middle, and in other ways it doesn't. We're used, because a lot of the headline news is Marvel. However, this is a Disney showcase more so than a Marvel showcase. And it's like, this is Marvel's second priority to San Diego Comic-Con, not their first priority. So yeah, I think them ending on Frozen and like ending with a song, since they started the showcase with a song, somewhat made sense. But it was awkward from what I heard, since it seems like some people were clapping less than like if it were a San Diego crowd, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. And just to go on that Frozen bit, like I kind of saw the video, the presentation they had, the video that they put out, and it was a good video. It was a good thing that they made for D23 and everything, kind of like on the high note and everything. But yeah, I don't know if that would have been the if that was like the ender they were looking for, like the big finale they were looking for to send everyone home on a high note. Probably would have, again, I probably would have had that Frozen part in that Marvel position, just so because we want to end on that high note, and I felt like out of all the presentations that they had, Marvel had either ended with Marvel or even that Kingdom Hearts announcement, because I've heard a lot of people loving the Kingdom Hearts announcement, which we'll get to in a bit, but something to really get like have people jazz walking out like OMG, no effing way.
I think, yeah, it's hard because it's like it's a room of diehard Disney fans, and those Disney fans might not necessarily be Marvel fans, so it's very tricky. But like I get the argument for both, for why they put it here, but also why it should be at the end. I'm trying to think if there's any other big news to cover real quick. I think
we got Vision Quest, that Vision Quest trailer.
Vision Quest. Yeah, we can get into Vision Quest next. Yeah. Sure, why not?
So that I absolutely love that trailer. It was everything it needed to be. Not too much, but the right amount of like Ultron, the right amount of all the AIs in their human forms. So I am so jazzed to see Paul Bettany and James Spader interact with each other, and just curious about how much it's going to be a continuation from Agatha All Along, from WandaVision, because in the trailer it said it's the conclusion to the trilogy of the series, and so
trilogy,
yeah. And I'm curious to know if we're gonna get Agatha and Billy show up in the series as well, since they're really harkening on that trilogy is ending, especially since we're getting his brother Speed showing up in the movie. So yeah, I am excited for this one. It looks really good. Stylistically wise, I am very intrigued.
Did you see the booth that was there? Since it teased like the aesthetic of the show, and I mean the trailer expanded on that further, the simulated design.
Yeah, I did. And I have a feeling that some way, somehow, this is kind of like Marvel's way of slowly reintroducing Ultron into the world, because I feel like they didn't have enough time with them in just one movie. Because I feel like we're gonna see Ultron showing up much more after the show.
We'll see what happens with James Spader in the future. Is there any more you want to say about Vision Quest, or is it okay for me to talk about some other projects?
Yeah, I think that's good, because I think that was pretty much it from Comic-Con. Just the new Avengers trailer, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about Avengers Doomsday. There was the San Diego Comic-Con trailer. They prayed for the crowd. Some people speculate that might be part of why it was awkward, since some of the San Diego Comic-Con people that were going to D23 already saw this trailer, so people kind of were like less hype. not much new info besides the teasing Hugh Jackman might be in it again, as someone in the comments pointed out already. Let me pull up that comment real quick. They said, oh, there we go. Love seeing Hugh, kind of a follow up of what Ryan did at Comic-Con. So, yeah, I think, but they didn't officially confirm, but like they've been teasing at it. Ryan Reynolds at San Diego Comic-Con and now Hugh at D23. So they're most likely in the movie. But to what capacity is the question?
Yeah, they're doing their best of they're telling us without really telling us that they're in the movie, which I kind of appreciate them doing it. It's kind of a cheeky way of doing it, and they're just having fun with it because I think they're all pretty much expecting everyone to expect them to be in the movie, but they're not playing too much into it.
Interestingly enough, and connected to Doomsday, we did not get an Avengers on Endgame encore trailer.
That's true.
I know park-wise, in Avengers Campus, there's 2 new rides that they're building. They have Avengers Infinity Defense, and then Starflight Lab, I think is the name of the other ride. So they've been teasing those 2 things that they're building and like the general layout and design. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important. I know people were speculating we might get like some more Disney Plus Marvel show content here than we did at San Diego Comic-Con. We didn't get anything for X-Men 97 really, like clip wise. We didn't get like a Born Again clip, which is crazy since a lot of people are like speculating we might see like something with the Defenders or like teasing Luke Cage or something. And Born Again season 3, we didn't get any of that, which is really crazy when you think about it. No Marvel Zombies, nothing about Nova yet. Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3 were talked about more so at San Diego Comic-Con than here, and they're not necessarily Disney Plus properties, but I mentioned it regardless. People were speculating we might get news on like Disney Plus specials, like that are in the works, since they said they have like 2 special presentations in the work. You know how like we saw with Punisher or like Werewolf by Night. Michael Giacchino at San Diego Comic-Con, he was teasing a Werewolf by Night 2, so we didn't get that. But it's crazy because there's so much that was presented in this presentation. Even though we didn't get any of that, I still feel like so much adrenaline from the presentation overall. I don't know if you feel the same way as me.
No, I still felt that energy. Like I felt like it got me hyped up. It got me excited for Marvel again for what they're bringing. I kind of feel on that part where we didn't get any X-Men 97, any Daredevil, which is weird because they were really adamant about today at Comic-Con, we're just talking about the movies, which makes you think, okay, they'll talk more about the shows at D23. They only talked about one show. They hyped up Doomsday again, and then they were announcing more new casting for X-Men, which they kind of the ratio of movies to shows was a little uneven, especially where Kevin Feige explicitly said Comic-Con's the movies. We'll talk more about the shows later.
And they didn't for this, which is crazy.
Really, yeah. Because they're done filming for Daredevil season 3.
Yeah, people were expecting like a season 3 tease, or even like maybe that's one of the specials they're working on, a Heroes for Hire. It's and then of course, like we knew they weren't going to talk about the Spider-Man animated shows. There's 2 specific shows. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Spidey and His Amazing Friends. That they explicitly seem to save for the 65th anniversary panel that they have going on. So if anybody wants news from that, it would be that panel instead of the big entertainment showcase. But yeah, it's like there's so much that could have theoretically been touched on that they didn't touch on, and yet like I'm so hyped still.
Yeah.
And that honestly, I was hyped with this whole entertainment showcase before we even got to the Marvel and Star Wars section. It was crazy because they didn't I didn't hear any really news for like 30 minutes at least. And then 45 minutes after that, there was still no Marvel and Star Wars. And I was already like, oh my God, we got so much news. This is amazing. And like the adrenaline was crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Even though we weren't there, we are trying to get updates as much as we can. We felt the
Exactly.
excitement. Which is crazy how some studios aren't able to do this, and Disney and Marvel, Lucasfilm, like they're like probably the only studios that can generate this kind of buzz.
Yeah, it's super interesting that like they literally start the presentation late, and even though it was awkward for the people in person, I feel more invested in the news that was announced at D23 than I was for the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, or even like CinemaCon earlier this year. And CinemaCon had a lot of news, to be fair, but it was just I don't know. It was a really solid presentation, and you could tell everyone was very excited. Who was trying to keep up with all the updates. Is it okay if we move on from Marvel to like some of the other cool, exciting news that we're teasing out? We can just start with Disney animation. Haley Steinfeld was there for Hexed, and she took a photo of Kevin Feige. So before the presentation even started, people were like, "Oh, are they gonna tease like a Young Avengers project for the Marvel panel?" And they didn't, but she definitely, like, it was a bait and switch with that.
Yeah, it was.
And what was the most interesting thing that no one's talking about?
What's that?
I heard there's like, I think it's called a pavilion. So they had a Disney pavilion, a Pixar pavilion, and I think a Marvel pavilion, I believe is the terminology. Basically just like dedicated sections for booths for like different brands. So for the Disney pavilion, there was like a Disney representative who spoke on all the projects and was teasing the entertainment showcase. And he said something super interesting about Hex that I haven't heard anyone say yet. And maybe I just am out of the loop. But I feel like I'm pretty in the zeitgeist with this type of stuff. So I thought it was interesting. He was saying how she's a heroine for now. And I'm like, I don't know what to make of that. But it was just an interesting tease. Okay. She's like this is not a typical main character that we're used to for Disney.
Right.
Haley Steinfeld's character, which I thought was super interesting. So I feel like there might be more than the tease the trailers are letting on for Hex.
That could be. I feel like because I was watching or saw a clip from that little pavilion they had from there, and I knew someone was going to ask him, "Hey, is this an inspiration from the Owl House, that show Disney had?"
I heard that question as well.
Yeah, which if anyone never seen Owl House, do yourself a favor. Great show, fantastic. And it's like, no, not necessary. And he did say that this is not a typical Disney movie, like you said. Not every character is going to be singing because they added Jodie Foster, they added Walter Goggins to the cast, but they have no singing parts. So it's very curious on what they have planned for this movie specifically. And for him to say Haley Steinfeld's character is not your typical heroine, is very like, we're gonna get like is this a bait and switch? Like, are we gonna get a different main character show up during this movie? So this is curious.
Yeah, we'll see what they ended up doing with that character. I think Jodie Foster is really interesting casting. I never thought I would hear Jodie Foster in another Disney project, since I think she did it was either Freaky Friday or Parent Trap back in the day. I always mix up the two. Yeah. One of them is Lindsay Mills, I think was Parent Trap, and I think Freaky Friday was Jodie Foster back in the day. So it's Jodie Foster's back in the Disney family, which is crazy. Well, I'm kind of burying the lead. Frozen 3 was the big finale. I'm excited for more Frozen movies. I actually like Frozen 2. I like the music in it. I think the first one has great music, and I think the first movie has a better plot. Yeah. But the second one has better songs. Like, I love Into the Unknown. And it was just cool to see Kristen Bell and Dina Menzel on stage. They tease that Anna and Kristoff, I think is her partner's name. the John Fincock's character, is getting married in this upcoming movie. And they also teased that Olaf is getting a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said her name is Samantha, which is really funny. I was like, okay, since Josh Gad was singing like Samantha on stage for a really long time, it was very uncomfortable for me. But anyways,
hey, Sam's just a great universal general name. We don't blame Disney for using it.
Exactly.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. I'll continue talking. So for Frozen 3, those were the big updates, and there was a booth that was teasing the costumes that were being worn. So even before like the teaser trailer was shown for Frozen 3 at the entertainment showcase, people were speculating, wait, is Anna and Kristoff finally getting married based on the clothing? And then all the speculation ended up being correct. And yeah, Sam is back now. Any more to add to Frozen 3?
No, as I say, interesting. I don't know. Did you talk about the villain that they're cast in the ending of that little video that they showed?
No, I haven't. You can talk about it.
Yeah, so I guess it's like an evil ice queen that shows up and ruins Anna's wedding that they're gonna have in the movie. And we didn't see a face or anything. It was kind of hard to hear the voice. They didn't give a casting on that, so it's kind of interesting to see the opposite of Elsa's kind of character in that aspect.
But it's also important to note, because the original story that Frozen's based on is called The Ice Queen, I believe. I think it's a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. And once upon a time, the TV show had Anna and Elsa show up, and they had a separate actress play the Ice Queen. So it's interesting to see the movies actually take on that story of like making not the exact same storyline that Once Upon a Time the TV show did on ABC, but to see the Ice Queen character like show up live action and go back to the roots of the fairy tale. When I heard that, I was like, that's very intriguing.
That is intriguing. And because they have Idina Menzel, how interesting would it be if they cast Kristen Chenoweth as that character? I just think that'd be a lot of fun. That would get a lot of people like excited, I think.
Oh, you're saying because of the Wicked connection?
Yeah, because that Wicked connection.
Yeah, that could be cool. That would be a nice little like nod to the audience for Wicked fans. I'm a Wicked fan, so that'd be cute. I wouldn't hate that.
Plus, absolutely great singer Kristen Chenoweth too. So
true, that as well. I think you're right. I think it's going to be very intriguing to see who gets cast in that role, because it will set the tone for the movie. And I do think they need to get some people back on board. Even though I liked Frozen 2, they need to get some people back on board for being into the plot again. Because if they're going to do it, they're not just doing a third movie, they're doing a fourth movie. So it's like they really need to do well box office wise, because if this doesn't do well, then that fourth movie, it's like, oof. But yeah, do you want to get into other projects? Do you have more to say about Frozen?
No more on Frozen. So let's get into the other ones.
Is there other like Disney animated projects we haven't talked about yet that you wanted to get into before I just go through the list of everything?
Let's see. Are we gonna keep Pixar? Are we keeping Pixar and Disney animation separate?
Yeah, Pixar will be separate for now.
Let's see. I don't know if there was anything else. I mean, The Simpsons. I mean, that isn't necessarily.
Simpsons is separate for now.
Yeah.
So I'll just continue going, and then if you have any thoughts, you can jump in. So Beauty and the Beast had their anniversary, and they live streamed that panel on Disney+. It was a really cool panel hosted by like Ashley Eckstein from Clone Wars as Ahsoka. She moderated the panel, and you had Paige O'Hara, who voiced Belle there, and then you also had Susan Egan, who voiced Megara from Hercules and played Belle on Broadway. And there was like a really good moment between them that I liked, where Paige O'Hara was like, when I saw you on Broadway, I felt like you were like my little sister. And I thought that was like cool, even though it's like a 35th anniversary and it's not like a big 50. It was cool to just see them host a panel like that. There was other anniversaries as well, but I don't think they've live streamed any of the other anniversary panels except that one. Since Beauty and the Beast is like one of their biggest movies of all time, it's my personal favorite. So I just wanted to briefly mention it. But project-wise, like new projects, Clay with Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
We got a date. We got an image. We don't know much about it beyond that. Encanto, they keep teasing that there's going to be a new attraction in the parks. I believe in Animal Kingdom, they're building an area called Tropical Americas, and I think it's going to be there. Lilo and Stitch is getting a short film called Lilo and Scratch that they teased. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I don't know if this was announced at D23 or just news this week in general, but I wanted to note that Mickey, the sorcerer version of Mickey in Fantasia with the wizard hat, is going to be a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which I thought was really cool.
Okay, nice.
I was like, that's a cool little announcement. Since Mickey, I think, has been in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade before, but this version specifically with the sorcerer's hat, I'm pretty sure is a brand new balloon. And I'm trying to think if there's any other. Oh, I saw. Oh wait, no. I think. I mean, the Zootopia stars were on stage for a lot of the entertainment showcase. Jennifer Goodwin, Kiwi Kwan, who were both in Zootopia 2 as voices. They teased the Zootopia 3. I mean, it makes sense. The movie Zootopia 2 made $1 billion at the box office. So it makes sense that a third one's happening. And I think that's about it for Disney animation specifically. Is there anything else you want to touch on real quick, or can we move on?
Yeah, we could probably move on because I don't think there was anything else other than that Disney animation wise that they really hit on. They just focus on Hex, a little bit Zootopia and Frozen, which it was weird. They spread those out kind of sporadically and not have them as one section. But yeah, that's pretty much what they got so far.
For sure. We can get into some Disney live action projects. Lilo and Stitch 2 is happening. The first one made $1 billion, so they teased Angel, I think is her name, the little pink alien, and we got an official date. I know they showed Tangled. They showed clips from Tangled. This is a really interesting project. I'm not familiar with the girl who plays Rapunzel, but I know the guy who plays Flynn Rider is Milo Manheim. When I heard that casting initially, I was like, I don't know about him as Flynn Rider. I was like, I get why he's cast since he can do the eyebrow thing, like The Rock, but I was just kind of like, I'm not a big fan of him. He didn't look terrible, though. The clips I saw of him, they showed him and then the girl on set filming in Spain and other places.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're trying to shoot somewhat practical, which is cool. But the big headliner is the fact that Kathryn Hahn is Mother Gothel.
Yes.
And she was on stage. I mean, she's teased that she's playing the character before this, but seeing her at D23 was really cool. The crowd was super hyped, especially after Agatha All Along and WandaVision. So Kathryn Hahn is very beloved. And we got an official date for that. Trying to think. I know some people were like, are we going to get a Pirates of the Caribbean 3? We did not. Tomorrowland technically is a live action movie, so I guess I'll talk about it in this section since I don't know where else to talk about it, is getting an update in the parks, the carousel specifically. And I know the Moana live action movie is apparently, they have a really cool vinyl where it's see-through vinyl and it looks like it has liquid like moving around like water. I'm trying to explain it as best as I can, but look it up. It's like way cooler than what I'm describing. Since I didn't know vinyls could do that, since vinyls back in the day used to just be black, and that was the only color you could get. And then now they've been experimenting with like different colors. I know, like for the substance, for instance, it was the same color as the green substance liquid in the movie and stuff like that. But like this is like a see-through vinyl with like liquid moving around as if it's water, and it's pretty cool. I'm not a Moana fan, but I'm like, if you're into Moana, I would, and especially that live action movie, I would check that out. And I think they're doing Space Mountain updates, but there's not much else I think going on beyond that in the live action realm. I mean, there's other live action projects, but they're other categories, so we can get into them later. Unless there's something else you want to add to anything I just said real quick.
To the Tangle part, I am familiar with the girl who's playing Rapunzel. She was Raven in the Titans show.
Oh, true. Yeah,
some time ago in the DC, and she was really good. I really liked her, dig her as Raven. So seeing her cast as Rapunzel got me intrigued and interested. It's like, okay, I've seen her work. She's got range. She's a really good actress. So her as Rapunzel, I see it. I can give her all the props.
So you like her casting?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
And are you familiar with Milo at all, or no?
Not familiar with Milo. Not 100% sure about him. So like I was kind of like on YouTube, it's like, this guy, okay. I mean, I'm not in the casting room, so
he's in the Disney Channel zombie movies, and he also was in Little Shop of Horrors on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
But even that, I was like, I don't know about him and as that character.
Yeah.
that he was playing on Broadway, since I'm like, why am I blanking on his name? Who plays him from Spaceballs and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I don't see him as that type, that nerdy type.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit weird casting. And even like this, like I still view him as a bit Disney Channel. So I don't feel like he's adult enough. But to be fair, they are casting younger with her too. So I guess it makes sense they cast this way for this movie. But anyways. True.
But yeah, and also on the Catherine Hahn of it all, gosh, that was perfect casting. Her as Mother Gothel, just you can't get better than that. You honestly can't. And Catherine Hahn's going to eat that role up for dinner. She is going to have so much fun playing Mother Gothel with all the songs they have and everything for her. It's going to be. I'm actually intrigued of what they can do with this movie and see what they can go with it.
Even like I feel the same way about her as Mother Gothel as I do about Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. I think she's also perfectly cast.
Yeah,
as Emma Frost out of anybody in the X-Men lineup. So yeah, I'm with you on. I totally agree. It's great casting. And she seems really excited to play that character. Is it okay if we move on now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So Lucasfilm. I was going to initially just say Star Wars, but there was some Indiana Jones news that we'll get into later, even though it's a little small. But we can just talk about whatever you want to talk about Star Wars-wise first, since that's probably the big news you want to talk about the most.
Yeah, so we got a trailer for Ahsoka Season 2, and it's interesting enough in the trailer. Watching it, it feels very cinematic. It's more cinematic than Season 1.
I agree.
I am cautiously optimistic on Season 2 because I was listening to Christian Harloff talk about this on Campus stream last night, and it seems like they're really going with Era of the Empire kind of aspect of Season 2, and if they don't have Luke in it, it's gonna be a weird way of doing this whole storyline.
You know what arc I also heard that they're doing? I had a friend who's a huge Star Wars fan give me a tip saying that there was a canceled arc of Clone Wars that was slated for Season 7 initially that I think Filoni never got to do.
Oh,
and it seems like it's called the Sith Temple arc or something like that. Oh. So it seems they might be adapting that finally and like taking elements of that arc. I can't thoroughly explain it as well as like some diehard Star Wars fans can, but you can look up the Sith Temple arc that was canceled. Hopefully, that's enough words to be able to figure out what you need to know if you want to search it up more in depth. But the gist of it was that's a storyline that was planned. There were certain sketches for certain creature designs, and the creature designs for Ahsoka season 2, like that they showed at D23, look very similar to those sketches for the canceled arc. And there's certain plot points with like the temple that was teased in the trailer. So I think that might be what they're doing, but it's just people may be less familiar with that.
Okay, interesting. All right, I'm intrigued to see how they incorporate that in this season. But
since a big theme of that arc was the whole Jedi thing, like the Jedi theme, like Anakin making her question, "Are you a Jedi or
not?"
Or not? And that was a big thematic plot point that was set up in that canceled arc, allegedly. So definitely look that up if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan and want to know more about what Ahsoka season 2 is going to be. And I was just going to say, I think for me, I think it's very simple. I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, but I know like certain terminology enough that I could get through a convo. Anakin was the best part of season 1. That episode, the World Between World episodes. It's not even just Anakin. It's more so the World Between Worlds concept was so well done in Rebels. And I liked what they did with it in Ahsoka season 1. And flashbacks to the Clone War with Anakin. Just that whole episode was so well executed and was so well done. So I'm excited to see more of Anakin in season 2. Since that, to me, if they play their cards, if they play it correctly, they're going to incorporate him more and write those characters well. So I'm excited. Yeah. What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, so yeah, I was going to agree with you absolutely, because it seems more Hayden's going to be much more active in this season, season 2. We're going to get, I think we get a lot of flashbacks. I think we're going to get not only Hayden flashback, we're probably going to get an Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor showing up in this season in flashback. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. The caveat for this is Dave Filoni and his writing.
Exactly.
Is this going to hurt? Because he can make a great story. He can give a good concept of a story. It's just his writing. Is that going to translate well in this live action setting? Because going back to season 1, because I did enjoy season 1 of Ahsoka, but going back to it, you do feel that the script is all over the place. It doesn't feel like a live action Star Wars setting, especially when it comes to Sabine as a character, from where we left her off from Rebels to now. So yeah, I am nervous for this show. I am cautiously optimistic. So it can only hope for the best.
Also, very surface level comment. I just like Anakin's outfit that they showed in the trailer. It was really cool, that costume. And even her outfit as well. I like where they're going. And I like seeing the cast on stage. Rosario at D23. I always root for her, especially after being cut out of Spider-Man Brand New Day recently.
Yeah.
It was nice to see her at D23 with ironically, another Spider-Man Brand New Day co-star. The guy, since he played the boyfriend.
That's right.
The guy who plays Ezra. I forgot the actor's name.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot his name too. But yeah, as soon as I saw him in the movie, I was like, oh, Ezra, sweet. Good to see this guy working.
What do you think about the release date for this Ahsoka season? The fact that it's January.
You know, it's funny that because we've all been kind of not conditioned, but all thinking, oh, if something lands in a month of January, in the month of September, August, they're kind of dumping it there. They don't want no one to see. But I kind of feel this is a right spot for Ahsoka, because there's not going to be a lot of stuff happening around the show. So if this show hits, if it's a banger each and every week, Ahsoka has all the momentum on its side for everyone to be focused on, to see and enjoy. So I think this could be a prime setting for Ahsoka to succeed.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, I'm rooting for Star Wars. I don't want it to do well, but it just they've been making certain choices that I can't always root for, you know. And it's like I hope this season's better than season 1 was, but some people unfortunately may have already fallen off and are not going to give season 2 a chance, which is a shame. So even if that's part of the problem, is even if this is good and it drops in January, and if not enough people check it out, then it's like I don't know what to say at that point.
I will give Star Wars its flowers though with its animation side, because Maul, absolutely amazing, fantastic surprise that we got this year. The Ninth Jedi, just finished watching that show, absolute gem of a show. It starts off a little slow. You kind of have to get used to the world that they're in, and kind of like focus on not being the Star Wars universe that it is. And once you get past that, the show is amazing.
We surprisingly didn't get really any updates for those shows, for Maul, Shadow Lord, or Star Wars Visions. But I know there's like comics that are going on, like on webtoons and stuff. But I don't think there was really like an official TV show update, really.
No.
They talked about like the Star Wars anniversary, since the 50th is happening next year.
Yep.
That's one of the first things they mentioned at the beginning. Filoni mentioned at the beginning of the panel.
I think also I think they mentioned that also that they're going to release the original film from Star Wars in IMAX for their 50th anniversary next year. So that's going to be very, very cool to see that movie in IMAX, the original formats, not the special edition.
That's crazy. I know some people were speculating like Simon Kinberg might announce like a new trilogy, like episode 10, 11, 12. We didn't get that. But in regards to like, is there any more Star Wars things you want to say real quick?
Yeah, we got some new Starfighter stuff. We got Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy coming out.
Oh, true. Did we not talk about that at all yet?
Not yet.
That's crazy. Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. And we didn't really get much. They talked about the movie, obviously, how awesome, and they showed a trailer, but just for the people at D23 and not.
Yeah, but the trailer leaked online.
Yeah, and I don't know. Okay, I wanted, like, from your perspective, do you feel like they should have done the trailer for Starfighter right away, right now, instead of just Ahsoka? Or do you feel like you could wait another couple months before we get the Starfighter trailer?
I mean, technically Ahsoka is coming out January, and when is Starfighter coming out?
May of next year.
So, like, I get why they did Ahsoka first. I know, like, I feel like they're in a win-lose scenario. Like, no matter what they do, people are going to be complaining.
Yeah.
I don't care about it as much as other people, honestly. But that's kind of where Star Wars is at this point. Did you see the whole jacket thing that
I did? Yeah.
That they did with Ryan Gosling? They did a little bit, since they were saying Ryan Gosling has done all these roles, but like his most iconic is the Mickey Mouse Club. So he had this Mickey Mouse jacket, and then they replaced it with a Starfighter jacket. It was like a cute little nod to his Disney past.
And it's interesting with that jacket. It's the Rebel Alliance symbol. Turn it upside down with two blasters on the bottom of it. It looks like a skull. So a lot of people are speculating what that can mean, because this is post Rise of Skywalker. This movie is happening. So what does this mean? Is the New Republic kind of in shambles again? Are we getting a new government? Or is something else happening that it's going to be turning the galaxy upside down? So it's very interesting to see what they got planned for this movie. I am so excited for it.
Yeah, they teased like his characters on the wrong side of the tracks. I knew Mia Goth was the villain, since there was speculation at one point. There was rumors that it maybe that Maggie Madison was approached, and she didn't seem like she was interested in any franchise movies, so she like turned it away. And then Mia Goth got the role instead. But I think Mia Goth is going to be a great villain.
Oh, yeah.
She's just a great actress, period. If you've seen her horror movies like X, Pearl, Infinity Pool, she can.
Yep.
But I hope like, since this is following the Odyssey as well, so I hope this is another win for her, since I feel she was good in the Odyssey, even though she had a smaller role in it. I keep saying if they write her correctly, she could be like a Daedra kind of villain, like Daedra in Andor, where it's like she's one of the best villains we've ever gotten.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and I definitely see the Daedra comparison. So yeah, again, it all depends on how they write her and how much they give her in that movie. Because this is a stacked cast. Because we do got Ryan, we have Amy Adams, Aaron Pierre, Matt Smith, who I think he's also a villain in this movie as well, which makes sense.
Did all these names we know about before D23?
Yeah.
Or okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I feel like I heard Aaron Pierre was in the cast and may have just forgot. Usually I'm better at being on top of those things, but then I heard his name and I'm like, I was just like, I guess there's so much news on a daily basis, honestly. But I do want to talk about Indiana Jones real quickly, unless there's more Star Wars thoughts you have real quick.
No, there's no other Star Wars besides a Lego Mandalorian movies coming out soon. So anyone who's a fan of the Lego stuff, they're getting more Lego Star Wars with the Mandalorian. So I mean, other than that,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I did forget a big Mandalorian thing at D23. There was like a snack cart.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the snack cart in Mandalorian and Grogu, like Martin Scorsese's character.
Really?
And I don't know if it was just a D23 exclusive or if it's something they plan to incorporate in the parks going forward, since I think that would be super smart of them if they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, just a nod for the people that have seen that movie. That would be cool for Galaxy's Edge. But
okay, I could see it for Galaxy's Edge, but I think if it would have been like you said, a more profitable, successful movie all around, you probably see carts of that all over the parks at Disney and Disneyland World.
But I'm like, it doesn't cost much to have like one little cart like they did with some animatronics, like they used them for D23. So that's why I was curious. I'm like, if they're gonna incorporate it into the parks going forward or not. So that should be interesting to see.
Yeah.
My quick in regards to theme parks, in regards to Indiana Jones, I do know I mentioned earlier Encanto is going to be an attraction added to the Tropical Americas section that they're adding in Animal Kingdom. I know Indiana Jones, they're also adding an attraction in that section as well. And the people who did, the Imagineers did a ton of research to do the culture, the Mayan culture justice from the panel that I was hearing that they attended. It seems like there's people like Mayan like researchers and stuff who like were like really happy with the work that they did. So it's exciting for the people that like Animal Kingdom. They said something really interesting. They were saying how Magic Kingdom, it's more like trying to create like attractions based on animated projects, so it's okay if it doesn't look realistic, whereas Animal Kingdom needs to look a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting that they said that. But yeah. Okay. That's my last bit of news for Lucasfilm that I heard. It's okay to move on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pixar. Okay, Pixar is a big one. There was a lot of exciting stuff for Pixar, and I heard that there was going to be some exciting stuff going into it. And even though I kind of knew it was coming, it was still really cool to see.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, they brought up a lot of good stuff. I was very intrigued by the Gato because I feel like that's going to be another. Here's my hot take. This is going to be the biggest hit in the Pixar era that they'll have. Just the way that they got.
They're trying to do a more 2D animation style rather than their 3D CGI animated style that Disney's and Pixar is known for at this point. It kind of looks like Godfather with cats. That's what everyone keeps saying. They showed a clip, and I think they showed like a trailer, maybe even a trailer.
I think they showed like a clip, yeah.
Oh, a clip. Since people were speculating if they were going to show a trailer, they didn't show a trailer. It was just a clip. Besides Gato, anything else that intrigued you?
Incredibles 3, some
Yeah,
updates on
that's the big
that.
one.
Yeah,
That's the
coming in 2028. Uh,
or
I'm a
one of the
little,
two big ones. Sorry,
yeah, one of
continue.
the, no, you're good. I'm perturbed by it because yes, I love The Incredibles. I just wish they would age up the characters, just because
Hmm.
it's been such a long time. Because we're about 20, almost 20 plus years, or we are 20 plus years with this franchise with these certain characters, and we're kind of like it's kind of like stuck in like in that Simpsons kind of world
I
where
was
the
about to say
character,
Simpsons.
yeah, they're the same age throughout the whole time. And I know they said like it's gonna be more focused on the kids in this third one,
Yeah,
but
they were saying the second movie was more focused on the mom.
mm-hmm.
This one will be more focused on the kids, which is super interesting. The villain that they teased is also interesting.
Yeah, like the ad, like they didn't show much of the villain, but just like the silhouette of it of the villain looked very intriguing. So that'd be cool to see. But oh yeah, other than that, I just wish we get a little bit older with the kids, see them grow up, because like your audience has grown up with these movies, kind of like with Toy Story. Let's see the characters grow up with us. It's just, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me.
I mean, Toy Story 6 is happening from what I
Mm-hmm.
understand, but I don't think they said anything about it quite yet
No.
at this panel, or just D23 in general. And, I think they may have sang a song from Toy Story to start the entertainment showcase, if I recall correctly.
It's possible.
But the other big sequel they announced was Coco 2.
Yes. Oh my God, that was an amazing panel. The concept
For
art for
sure.
it is great. Seeing Miguel and his grandma Coco, and like the spirit road and everything like that hugging. It's like, this movie's gonna get me crying again. The first one got me
And they're aging
so
him
bad.
up a little and changing his
Yes,
hairdo a bit.
I get aging up the character. Like, come on, Pixar.
But you
Like, come
still
on.
recognize his face a bit. Like,
Yeah,
it was well done, the
yeah,
art.
exactly.
They're also opening up with like a Coco ride in the
Mm-hmm.
parks. We didn't get too many updates on that. Maybe at the panel that happens
Today.
today, we'll get more updates on that. But like they've teased it so far at D23 that the ride going on. And then Coco 2, we got an official date as well.
Yep.
Coco, the first one, is like my favorite Pixar movie ever, so they got a really high bar to live up to, but I'm still excited for it nonetheless
Oh yeah.
because the world building is so great in the first one. The music is so great. I love the voice cast. I love what they did, just like the bait and switch
Mm-hmm.
with the whole plot. So I'm excited. I
Oh
hope
yeah.
they deliver.
I hope so too. I'm seeing, and we got actually a lot of Coco involved in this D23 presentation,
For
which
sure.
we'll talk about in a bit. But seeing Benjamin Bratt's character, Delta Cruz, show back up as the villain, that'll be interesting to see how that's going to incorporate in this movie. Probably like maybe it's going to be like a revenge kind of
Oh, that's
revenge
true.
plots.
Since the bell,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the bell falls on him at the end. Yeah, that should be interesting. That's um, that's I think Benjamin Bratt
Yep.
voices Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, that should be interesting to see that continue. I know people were speculating Cars 4. We didn't get that. That is another theme park attraction they're opening. Piston Peak National Park. That's an attraction that they're opening. I believe in Frontierland. I
Okay.
could be wrong. Someone can fact check me if it's not Frontierland, but I'm pretty sure that's where they're adding it. And I think Monsters Inc. they're adding an attraction, if I recall correctly. Oh, the other big Pixar project we didn't talk about is Ghost Market.
Oh, that's right.
Originally, the name of the project was Ono Ghost Market, and now it seems like they got rid of Ono, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's just Ghost Market, which is probably smart because people are like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
But it's
And
interesting, yeah, that they're leaning into like ghost and magic with Hex, even though
mm-hmm.
that's not Pixar, like in the supernatural. Since back in the day, like Disney didn't got some criticism for doing that kind of stuff sometimes, and now they're just like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah. No, seriously, and it's kind of, with this ghost market movie, it's kind of like resembling a lot of like streamers who are doing ghost hunting kind of stuff on like Twitch and YouTube. It's kind of resembling that a little bit. So it's definitely got to play towards a crowd. It's definitely got to play towards an audience. So this is going to be really interesting to see how they pull this one off.
Yeah, they showed that clip and we got an official date. I know they have an untitled musical in the works that the director of Turning Red is working on, which is separate from this, from my understanding. They didn't talk about that at all, which is really intriguing to me. I know Finding Dory, they're doing a short film called Loving Dory, and there was a separate panel outside of the showcase dedicated to that specific short where they showed like a lot of previs and like the storyboards and the technology behind it, which was really fascinating. And I think they got the original voice cast and like even Thomas Newman returning for that score. So we'll probably see that short in the beginning of some Pixar movie at some point in the future. Since they tend to do that, they put like a little short and then you see the full movie when you watch it in theaters. And I think those are all the big Pixar announcements, unless there's something else.
No, that's all. That's all for me. For Pixar.
Let's get into 20th century. Do you want to start, or do you want me to say?
You can take the lead.
I know people. Okay. I guess we could talk about Ice Age first. Do you care about this?
It's crazy. I stopped caring. I stopped caring after the third one.
It's crazy. John Leguizamo is going from the Odyssey to another Ice Age on stage at D23. It was just crazy to me seeing that.
I mean, hey, he needs to get paid, and like you said, these Ice Age movies pay for his house, his kids' college tuition. So, hey, a job's a job.
But it's crazy we got an Ice Age update and we got Greatest Show is going to be a musical.
Yeah.
But like the stuff we thought we were going to hear about, we did not hear about at all, really. I think Greatest Showman, they said they're going to turn into a musical, but I don't think it's a Broadway musical. It might just be a West End musical.
Yeah, that's what they said. It's just going to be for West End.
For now, at least. And then if it's successful, they'll probably put it on Broadway. And the new Simpsons movie, it's literally called the new Simpsons movie, and that's new as part of the logo and part of the joke. Weirdly enough, we did not get any Avatar update.
Yeah, that's a little interesting how they pretty much not mention Avatar at all during their section of 20th century. So it's interesting if they're really pivoting away from Avatar for a while, this could be the biggest indicator that they are.
There's theme park stuff going on for Avatar that they're working on. So it's like, it's interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. No update on Avatar 4. A lot of people were speculating we were going to get a Predator or Alien update. We didn't get that at all. My wildcard prediction for this panel that I knew was a long shot, but I was like, it'd be cool because they teased in Predator Badlands like a Predator Alien crossover. So I thought maybe that would have been one of the mic drop moments, but it wasn't. And I know like there's other 20th century movies like Dog Stars and Whale Fall coming out in the fall. They didn't mention those at all, really.
Not really, no.
They was more focused on like the animated stuff, except for Greatest Showman. That was like the only not animated thing that they mentioned. And they're like, it's a musical. We're doing a musical. It was a good show. Like, I'll give them credit. The acrobats and like there was literally people in rings on stage that were like twirling in the sky. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is a pretty good show that they're putting on. And even though I'm not a Greatest Showman fan, I haven't seen the movie. I'm like, this is probably going to be a good musical that people are going to enjoy.
So. Yeah, when they announced that musical, I'm like, okay, nice, because it's perfect. Because it's funny, like, because you haven't seen the movie. To me, I think this is probably one of the greatest musicals of all time.
Some people say that, and some people are like, why didn't they adapt it into like a musical for like West End or Broadway sooner?
Yeah.
Like they're like, this is kind of late. Like,
I'm surprised they haven't like even like done a sequel to this movie, because this movie like it almost made $1 billion in the
And
box
you have
office.
Zendaya and Zac Efron and Rebecca Ferguson and Hugh
Yahya
Jackman and
Abdul Mateen, he was
oh,
in
I
that
didn't
movie
even know
too.
he was in that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
Okay.
like it's like a blink and you miss it, but he plays Zendaya's brother in that movie.
Okay. Wow. You see, you got a lot of people that people like attached.
Mm-hmm.
Some Dune people, ironically enough, with Rebecca Ferguson and
Yeah.
Zendaya. But any more 20th century stuff you want to talk about real quick?
No, I think we covered everything. We talked about The Simpsons. We talked about Ice Age, and yeah.
ABC. So the big thing is the Bluey movie. We got
Yep.
a teaser. I don't have kids, so I don't watch Bluey myself, but I know every parent with kids is like, woohoo, this movie's gonna make $1 billion. I'm like, wow, okay.
Oh yeah, no, this movie is going to make $1 billion. This I have friends who react, and some of them react to Bluey because they just do numbers on the channel, and even they are loving the show. They enjoy the show. It's like a comfort show for all the like of all the crap that's going on in the world nowadays. Watching Bluey is like their peace and serenity. So yeah, them doing a movie, which they probably should have done a movie sooner, just how popular it is.
Yeah.
This is going to be a mega hit.
Even
Such a
Natalie
mega
Portman cameoed in the
Mm-hmm.
show because she likes it so much.
Yeah.
Which says a lot, I think, to the power of Bluey.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the big announcement that they did at the D23 Entertainment Showcase. The other, I guess, thing is that people were talking about is did you see that concert with the Disney princesses at all?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, I saw the Haley Bailey and Jodie Benson, the original voice actor for Ariel. They were singing a song.
Yeah, besides that, there was also Ali Cravalho, who voices Moana
Mm-hmm.
in the live action actress who plays Moana, were singing together. They also had the other Disney princesses like Susan Egan and like Judy Kuhn, who I think voices Pocahontas, and they had Leah Salonga, who's the voice of Mulan, and Jasmine, and they had other. But the big news was the fact that Brandy was finally, since usually when you see the Disney princesses singing together, it's the voice actresses, or like you see appearances with like at the Oscars, like they had Ali Cravalho and Halle Bailey present together, but you never see Brandy part of the mix. And this is like the first time, since a lot of people, including me, love Brandy's version of Cinderella. That's my definitive Cinderella. I've seen so many Cinderella adaptations, from like Elmo to Ugly Stepsister, which is horror. I've seen so many like Cinderella adaptations over the years. So seeing Brandy finally get her recognition for her 90s version of Cinderella that she did with Whitney Houston, that was just awesome, and be on stage. And like before this, I think the reason she's finally getting recognition, it's for two reasons. I think it started with Halle Bailey being cast as the Little Mermaid. So people are like, Brandy should get her credit, since she was a Black woman who played Cinderella before Halle Bailey, who is Black as well, is playing Ariel, and she paved the way for her for sure. So a lot of people were like, Brandy should get her flowers. I think after that, you see her show up in the Disney Channel original movie franchise, Descendants. So Brandy getting to sing with the Disney princesses and be incorporated was just so cool. And that concert is going to be, I think, on ABC and Disney Plus on Sunday.
Oh, okay, nice.
If they want to see the Brandy sing with the rest of the princesses. I mean, besides that, they had booths for like ABC shows like Scrubs, and I know the Grammys is technically ABC. And
yeah, they got the rights for it now.
High Potential, I've never heard of before, but they had a booth at D23. But besides that, not much else ABC wise.
Yeah, they did like a little Dancing with the Stars kind of opening before,
true.
For like the panel for D23. So that was cool to see and everything.
I used to watch a ton of Dancing with the Stars back in the day, and then I don't really watch it as much I feel like I fell off before it got moved to Disney Plus and Tyra started hosting, but now I don't watch it really.
Yeah, it's. I think everyone has the like fate or moments of watching a show for a while, like Dance with the Stars. Me too, and then you just kind of like fall out of it after a while because it's like competition shows like that. It's it's fun to watch, but then when they keep going and going and going, it kind of loses its luster after a while
You
because you kind
know,
of
yeah, sorry.
no, you're good. It's kind of like because we know what kind of actors and celebrities they're getting. It's not like top tier, and obviously they'll never get them. So it's kind of like who's not working right now? That guy, that girl, that person. Okay, let's bring them on.
You know who I think would get Dancing with the Stars viewership up like significantly, and I mean this unironically. I think if they got Rob Roush from Love Island or someone huge from Love Island, but the problem is it's an NBC Peacock property,
Yeah.
so they usually tend to work with people like from like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because that's
Mm-hmm.
Hulu and within the Disney family. And if they're getting reality stars or like the Bachelor franchise, but like if they're being smart, they should get someone from Love Island since that's objectively like the biggest reality TV show. And I've seen like a lot of them are getting agents right now. And I read this article the other day. I don't know if it was Deadline or Hollywood Reporter or Variety. It was like one of those big trade publications. They were saying how they're they get major brand deals. People want to
Yeah.
work with the Love Island actors the way that in the White Lotus actors. Like those are
Mm-hmm.
the two big sought after collaborations. So it's like if they're being smart, get a Love Island person for Dancing with the Stars. That's my opinion. But
No,
we can move on.
for sure. Yeah, no. Before we move on, I just want to say, yeah, for sure, because those are some of the hottest people in TV right now. So that makes sense to go after them. Why not?
Yeah,
I'm sure those networks can make a deal. It's like, hey, help us out, give us your person, and we'll promote your show coming up and all that.
yeah. So that's my take on Dancing with the Stars to get viewership up. And I'm telling you, because those Love Island fans are dedicated, and literally, if you look at the ratings for that show, it's in the billions.
Dang. Okay.
Like for watch hours, whereas other shows on Peacock are in the millions. Like it was like 5 Star Weekend was like one of their biggest shows, Peacock, and that was in the millions. And then the watch hours for Love Island was in the billions. So I'm like, that's what they got to do to get viewership up, honestly. But moving on, Disney Channel, Camp Rock 3. It premiered on Disney
Rock
Plus.
3, baby.
The Jonas Brothers were here at the showcase promoting it, and they're being honored as Disney legends this weekend. Yep.
Yes, they are. Disney Legends, the Jonas Brothers, Camp Rock 3. You cannot ask for anything more. And that's all I got for Camp Rock 3.
You know what I was hoping for in this section that we did not get? Since Cheetah
What was that?
Girls was filming,
Right? Where was the Cheetah Girls at?
I was like, where's the Cheetah Girls update? Especially since one of the actresses in it is the girl from Percy Jackson. And I'm pretty sure she's at D23 this weekend, but she wasn't at San Diego Comic Con since she was filming, I think, the Cheetah Girls. So I'm like, why are we not getting a Cheetah Girls update this weekend?
No
That's
kidding.
crazy to me.
Like, you could have had Raven Simone come out and introduce, here are the
Yep.
Cheetah Girls, the new ones. Like,
Agree.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, that was like a missed opportunity. I was like, but there was another nostalgia thing that they delivered on that we'll get to later. Those were the two nostalgia things I was hoping for that would happen at D23. Cheetah Girls gonna happen, but yeah, there's not much to say beyond that really. I mean, yeah, we can move on to some other stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to briefly acknowledge, we'll quickly go over Disney Junior since there's not much to say, but they announced new projects. I just want to say that. Okay. Megan and Cupcake ready for preschool. They announced that. I just wanted to briefly say that real quick. We can move on, since I don't think you have much to expand on that.
You said everything I said on there.
Exactly. Okay, Fox. I mean, we talked about The Simpsons a bit earlier. There was a big panel where they were teasing upcoming storylines, and they showed images rather than clips because I think it was from the what's it called, the Treehouse the Tower
Treehouse of Horror, yeah.
Treehouse of Horror special that they do every year. They were teasing that, but I guess they thought the imagery might be a bit too graphic for D23, so they just didn't show actual clips, which I thought was funny. And then, of course, they have booths for all their shows like Family Guys, Bob Burgers, Futurama, King of the Hill, American Dad. But I don't think we really got any updates for those, really. But
yeah, no other updates but on the Fox side, honestly. It's just, same as usual, what they got, and yeah.
Okay. I feel like this Disney Plus TV, there's 3 shows, and I feel like at least one of them you're going to want to talk about. That was touched on this weekend. Kingdom Hearts, I'm guessing, is the one you probably want to get into first.
Yeah, so let's get into the Kingdom Hearts of it all. Obviously, they announced Kingdom Hearts 4, the video game, coming out late 2027 with Coco. That was a great lead-in for that. They ended the Coco panel straight into Kingdom Hearts, and they announced the Coco world's going to be in the game. And it's funny. I know another YouTuber by the name of Tomoto Sauce. I messaged him, hey, they're doing this. And I also let him know they're doing a Kingdom Hearts anime for Disney Plus. And he went absolutely nuts. Because he's a Kingdom Hearts fan. Him and another reactor, Omni Media, who is a big Kingdom Hearts guy. They lost their minds when they heard this news. And we could not blame him because it's such a huge franchise, huge following with Kingdom Hearts. So for them to do an anime, and not just like animation, an anime style of it, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be so cool to see. So I am hyped for that one. I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer, but like I always thought the concept of Kingdom Hearts was really cool, of playing with the Disney lore in a dark way. I always thought it was really cool. We've had a lot of games at this point. I think it's been like 25 years, if I recall, of the franchise, which is crazy. Yeah. And I think they have like an anniversary panel that's happening right now as we speak, honestly. And so that's a big anniversary that they're celebrating this year. And what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say Kingdom Hearts. The trailer that they dropped with Coco, like teasing the Coco crossover, was so awesome. I was like, since it starts off and it looks like a normal Coco movie, like they're teasing Coco too, and then you start seeing the Kingdom Hearts elements. That was just a really good trailer.
It really was. And seeing the guitar turn into a Keyblade, which makes absolute sense because you can turn a guitar into a Keyblade, that looked so amazing. I can already see the cosplay imaginations for that specifically. So that's going to be so fun and cool to see.
For sure. And I think also like the anime TV show, I mean, they just showed the general like poster design and logo.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. And I think it's a cool concept. I mean, Star Wars Visions is popular enough where the 9th Jedi episode was popular enough to get its own show. So maybe we'll see. I think doing the anime style will hopefully work for Kingdom Hearts. But
yeah, I think they also got the person involved with the video game involved in this show too, so he's gonna be very hands-on with it as well.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. And then Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I think, just had a panel that finished like probably like 15 minutes ago or so. They're teasing season 3. I think Daphne Keane, from what I heard, is going to be in season 3.
That's what I heard too.
Daughter, which is interesting. I didn't really read much beyond the first book, Lightning Thief. I tried to read the rest. I'm not a big reader in general, so it's not to do with me not liking the franchise. I actually think Percy Jackson's really cool world building and plot-wise in general, and I like the characters. So maybe at some point what I'll do, like when the 5th season, since isn't it like 5 or 6 books?
I think it's 5, 6, or maybe 7 books, yeah.
Yeah, so when they get to like the end of it, I'll probably like watch all the seasons, because part of my issue is I don't want to get burnt again the way I did with the movies, but we're already doing better than the movies.
Yeah.
Because the movies only adapted the first 2 books, And the fact that we're already getting a third season is better than the movies.
It's already on a better start. And I still need to catch up to season 2. I really enjoyed season 1, and I need to catch up on season 2 because I haven't heard a bad thing about it.
They did the smart thing of casting young, and then we're growing with the characters. And like now, like people know the girl who plays Annabeth enough that she's in the Cheetah Girls.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I'm like, and it's so crazy the 360 on that because so many people were hating her casting initially because of her skin tone.
Right.
And now
they love her.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like
it's go cool figure.
To see, though. I'm glad people have turned around on her since the hate was a lot initially. I remember it was ridiculous. Before season 1 came out, and yeah, it's cool to see like the kids are more grown now. Yeah. That's how Percy Jackson should have been done from the first place. I mean, I get that's part of the thing we were talking about X-Men earlier of like some people are complaining that they're younger, but they don't realize it's Hollywood has an issue of like casting people older than the characters are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Is more the issue. So it's like they're finally casting like accurate, unlike the movies where they were just starting with him looking like he was already like 17, 18 with Logan Lerman as Percy Jackson. But anyways,
it is for real. It's like with Logan Lerman, he was like what 20 plus years old, and they're having to be 16 or 17 in the movie.
Exactly. Whereas Percy is supposed to start in like Lightning Thief as a tween.
Yeah, exactly. Like 12 to 14 age range. It's just
So, and then the other big Disney Plus project they announced was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Yeah. This is really cool because I know if you go back to early Disney history, one of Walt Disney's original designs was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And he lost the rights to Universal. So the fact that Disney has the rights again and can make a show is very much a full circle moment because that's the beginning of the company. Before Mickey Mouse was even created, this was his original design, and he incorporated elements of it into Mickey Mouse. But yeah, it's cool that you have a show happening. I think it's a 3-part miniseries.
With Jon Favreau.
Yeah. Very cool.
And there's a little kind of funny story with Oswald the Rabbit. I don't know if you know this. So I think Universal had the rights to Oswald for a while. And back in 2005, when ABC lost was it Monday Night Football rights or Sunday Night Football? I'm not 100% sure. But John Madden's contract with ABC ended. He went to NBC. NBC was talking to ABC about trying to get Al Michaels to join John Madden for the Sunday Night crew. And ABC was like, okay, we can trade his contract, but in return, we will like Oswald the Rabbit. So in a crazy story, Al Michaels was traded from ABC to NBC for Oswald the Rabbit. And that's how they got Oswald the Rabbit rights back.
That's crazy.
It's one of those crazy little stories that you never hear about.
Jeez. Okay.
And that's your sports corner here with me.
Okay. Do you want to say any more about Oswald or any of the other 2 projects?
No. I'm intrigued with Oswald because Jon Favreau said they did bring back specific 2D animators for this 3-part miniseries, so it's intriguing to see. That'll be fun to watch. And he needs a win. Jon Favreau needs a win, so doing this for him seems like the right easy layup win for him, especially after the Mandalorian and Grogu kind of crashed and burned.
He also has the Lion docu-series for National Geographic. So we'll see. They promoted that during the entertainment showcase, I believe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people weren't aware of it and were like, wait, what is this? We're talking about what right now? Jon Favreau? I heard of it because I've been invited to screenings and I'm like, I'm not interested in going. I had someone ask me, they're like, are you going to the Lion screening? I'm like, no. I'm like it's not just like
it's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm like, I could maybe check it out at home. I don't know. I was like, okay. We can move on to just the Muppets. Some people thought we were going to get a Muppets update. We didn't really get one.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that we didn't, because that little special they had with Sabrina Carpenter and Seth Rogen actually was pretty good. I think it generated enough numbers to say, okay, yeah, we can probably justify another special or another season of the Muppet Show. But yeah, we didn't really get a lot of anything Jim Henson.
Some people were speculating a Miss Piggy movie was going to get announced. It didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Seth MacFarlane recorded an album singing those songs from the Muppets, and there was a panel for that with the Maltons. I don't know if you know Leonard and Jesse Malton.
I'm not familiar with their work, no.
Since he's a famous critic, and his daughter and him make a lot of appearances. I was introduced to them, I think they showed up in movie fights for Screen Junkies back in the day.
Oh wait, they showed up on the Schmodown, right?
Oh yeah, they did briefly show up.
No, okay, yeah,
they did. You're right. Yep. Yeah, so they've been around a bit.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah, so they were hosting a panel, and MacFarlane recorded the album, and they were talking about the songs and how they were written and stuff. So we didn't really get much beyond that for the Muppets.
Okay, all right, yeah, not really much to it.
Okay, Buena Vista, and I know people are like, "What's Buena Vista?" The two big projects that were technically Buena Vista back in the day that we got updates on is Romy and Michelle 2 and Princess Diaries 3.
Princess Diaries 3. Intrigue. It's going to be the year of Anne Hathaway. I am excited for her. I don't know why there was a lot of hate for her back in the day. She's on a roll this year. So, yeah, awesome.
The hate started around her Oscars because people thought she was ungrateful for the Oscars. Oh, wow. And also some people, I think, view her as a try-hard theater kid. So I think that's where a lot of the hate for Anne Hathaway comes from. But it is the year of Anne Hathaway. She has 5 movies. She started with Mother Mary. Then she did Devil Wears Prada 2, which is technically a Disney property, and was successful.
Yep.
It made almost around, I think it made over 500 mil at the box office, which is pretty good.
I think it hit over 6. I think it made over 600.
600 mil, around that number for Devil Wears Prada 2. So she was in that. Odyssey, she has End of Oak Street, and then her next movie is Verity.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant too. So her being able to go to D23 and being honored as a legend this weekend, tomorrow, along with the Jonas Brothers and others, is pretty crazy. I think Jerry Bruckheimer is another one who's being honored. He produced the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, and there's other names as well being honored. But Anne Hathaway, I mean, I was excited. I knew Princess Diaries 3 was going to be an announcement. And then, most likely, I'm like, it has to be, since she's being honored in the ceremony this weekend.
It makes sense.
It has to show up. And then I heard speculation from people okay, it's the entertainment showcase for D23 is most likely going to start with Princess Diaries near the beginning. I was like, yes. I was like, okay, so that, and then Cheetah Girls was the other one I was looking forward to. We didn't get Cheetah Girls, but I was like, Princess Diaries 3. I was like, yes. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm excited for it. We'll see. I feel like if you're a diehard Princess Diaries fan, Miracles Happen is the song in the first 2 movies. We'll see how they remix that into this third movie, but
yeah,
I don't think Julie Andrews is returning.
Yeah, I've read something that she wasn't going to be coming back for the third one.
No, but also I could see storyline why that might make sense to not have her return. So maybe make Anne Hathaway the Queen of Genovia now.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Princess Diaries 3. So I was very hyped. That was one of the announcements I was the most happy for. I kept telling people, I'm like, we're going to get Princess Diaries 3. That's going to be one of the big announcements. And people just kept ignoring me. And then it happened. And then I saw a ton of people like, woohoo, Princess Diaries 3 is happening. And I was like, I've been calling it.
Yeah.
That was part of the presentation this whole weekend.
You were here from the beginning before anyone joined the boat. So,
but yeah, so we're getting Princess Diaries 3. I'm very excited. Go Anne Hathaway. It's her year for sure. She's going to get nominated for the Odyssey. Good for her. and she's having a new kid. Good for her.
She looks good for a 7th month pregnant lady. She looked really good.
For sure. I feel like we kind of skimmed over Romy and Michelle, so I'm guessing you don't have much to say about that. I like Lisa Kudrow.
I love Lisa Kudrow, absolutely do. But yeah, I didn't even know there was a first Romy and Michelle movie. To be honest, so I'm like, oh, okay. And
it's one of those movies where I feel like their outfits are like somewhat popular Halloween costumes.
Okay.
Since it's like one has the pink dress and the other has the blue dress, and it's like something you do with your friend. And I don't know. Do you know Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah.
I view it. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's like the female Night at the Roxbury. I don't know why I view it that way, but it's just like
that's an interesting comparison.
Yeah, that's my take on it. I've always we're just two friends, just
because I was watching Can't Be a Stream with Harloff, and he says if this is a theatrical release, that's a huge mistake. If this is a streaming release, like on Hulu or Disney Plus, then perfect, great.
Yeah,
totally fine to do it.
Certain movies like this, like I think of like Bridget Jones's Diary. That was a Peacock original, technically.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2 was on Disney Plus. That's another Buena Vista project I wanted to bring up. We didn't get a Hocus Pocus 3 update. I know some people are speculating we might, but we didn't. Yeah, we'll see if they make it like straight to streaming and put it on Disney Plus or Hulu rather than in theaters. That might be smart.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's okay to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to quickly talk about Disney experiences. So like I think they have like Disney Believe, which is one of their cruise ships. I think they're opening Disneyland Abu Dhabi, and that's about it. I know they had a panel for like Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which I didn't even know was a thing, and then I saw this and I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." Since it seems like a cross theme park storyline that like is interactive that they set up, I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Interesting. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say real quick.
All right.
Okay. Just miscellaneous stuff. Anything else we haven't talked about yet that you really wanted to?
No, I think we hit all the points. We talked all of our Marvel stuff, Lucasfilm, Pixar, Disney Animation, Kingdom Hearts. I'm trying to think if anything else came up during the panel right now.
I feel like we could talk about like some omissions. Like
okay.
No Alien Earth update.
Yeah.
For FX. American Horror Story, season 13. I think there was a booth. They got like other shows on Hulu, like Only Murders in the Building and Chad Powers. I think season 2 is happening. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting with the Alien stuff because that would be one of like their heavy hitters, especially with that franchise, with how great Alien Romulus was and how much buzz that was coming out of Alien Earth season 1. So seeing no updates on season 2 for that, seeing no update on another Alien movie is kind of, I don't know if that's telling or not. If they do have any plans for Alien at this time.
Yeah, I don't know. There no Predator or Alien updates at all. It's pretty crazy to me. And then I think they have I forgot to mention, besides Lion, they have another Disney nature doc. I think they announced their next Disney nature doc. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen those like movies where it's like oceans or like monkeys or I don't know if those are the actual names of it, but it's like, you know what I mean? Those Disney nature docs. I think their next one is going to be called Wolf specifically, is what I heard.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. We can like quickly like rank like the announcements.
Yeah, let's do that.
Give it like a thumbs up, sidesway, or down if we think they delivered.
Let's do it.
Marvel. Thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up.
I mean, that X-Men casting alone is a thumbs up. Did they talk about the TV stuff as much as we thought? No, but thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up for casting, obviously. The trailer for Avengers was great. The Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds bit, awesome to see. And yeah, just...
I forgot to ask, do you like the Doomsday, the second Doomsday trailer better than the first?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I think this, I don't know if I like it more. It's just so weird because I think this trailer gives more context to Doom as a character, not much, but it gives the audience an idea of what to expect from.
Okay. So, yeah, more plot. More plot.
Yeah,
like the relationship with Reed and Sue and Victor a bit more teased. Yeah.
Yeah. So especially with that scene with Sue and just talking about Victor, just how he used to be to what he is now.
Yeah. I didn't care about the trailer as much as others because it was already kind of teased at San Diego Comic-Con, and I had seen like the leaked version online. So I usually don't watch leaked stuff, but I did see like hints of it. And it was cool that the Doomsday clock counted down and you could hear the voice in the background with Sue Storm speaking the opening lines of the second trailer. That was really cool that they did that. So yeah, I think, but yeah, we can get back to quickly rating. So Marvel, thumbs up. You like for the Doomsday trailer. Me, X-Men casting. I think people can nitpick it, but I think they're nailing it.
Oh yeah.
Samara being my favorite of the ones announced so far. Disney animation.
I'll give it a thumbs up. You know, it's a soft thumbs up.
I'm trying to go back and remember the projects. So like Hex, Frozen 3, Clay. Okay, the Snow Witch is cool, but like, I don't know. I'm not. Okay, well, they are announcing cool stuff in the parks, and then the thing that I don't know is if the Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloon counts as part of this or not, or as D23. If that was, because that would be a straight up thumbs up for me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do Sideways just for Zootopia 3. Since I wasn't the biggest fan of Zootopia 2, I'm going to do a Sideways just for that. So Disney live action. To me, Lilo and Stitch 2, I don't really remember that second movie if I've seen it or if I have and just forgot it. I definitely played like computer games on DisneyChannel.com back in the day with those characters, but I don't remember if I've ever seen the movie that they're remaking. So to me, I'm like, they don't have as high a bar to reach as the first movie did, and that movie made $1 billion. So, and I thought it was cute, the live action remake, and I want to see it. So I'm like, you know what? That I'm excited for. Tangled, that's not for me. Even though I think Catherine Hahn is good casting, Milo, I'm like, I don't know. And also, I'm not a big fan of the original Tangled as much as everyone else to begin with.
Hot take.
Don't forget the Moana vinyl.
Oh yeah, the Moana vinyl.
Factoring if you what you think if it's your rating of this. So, where do you land?
I'll give it a side to a quarter thumb. Somewhere that range.
I'm sideways on this portion as well. Lucasfilm, Star Wars.
Again, I have to give it a side. I enjoyed Ahsoka, the trailer.
Me too. All this other stuff.
Yeah, but I'm still cautiously optimistic, all because of Dave freaking Filoni. Oh God.
I feel like we don't really know much about Starfighter. They didn't really talk about the animated shows at all.
Yeah.
So even though Ahsoka looks awesome, I'm also giving it a sideways. Pixar.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for sure. Incredibles 2 art looked great. Coco looked great. This is a thumbs up for sure. And even like the smaller projects, I don't care about a ton yet, like Gato or Ghost Market. But yeah, this is a thumbs up. They definitely delivered.
Absolutely.
for D23 so far.
No doubt.
20th Century.
Side for now. Side for now. Just for. It could have been a down if it was just Ice Age, because, like, honestly, who cares about Ice Age at this point? But The Simpsons brought it down to a side.
This is a thumbs down for me. I think if they announced Predator and Alien, I would be a sideways or a thumbs up. But yeah, or Avatar. I just, the stuff they talked about, like Ice Age and Greatest Showman and Simpsons, is just not properties that I'm really into. So I'm like, yeah.
That's fair.
ABC. The Bluey movie and then the concert special that they announced. I don't watch Bluey's the thing. So it's like, but that concert special looks great. And I have to just kind of base it on word of mouth. The Dancing with the Stars bit at the beginning kind of made the show late.
A little bit.
So I'm going to put sideways for that, since we were waiting for announcements for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think sideways is probably the best way to go for ABC right now.
Okay. Disney Channel. Camp Rock 3 was already out. No Cheetah Girl update. Honestly, Camp Rock, I liked Camp Rock, don't get me wrong. Like, I watched both movies back in the day, but, like, am I as invested in that as High School Musical or Cheetah Girls or the other franchises Disney has? No. So I think I'm giving it a thumbs down.
Yeah, I'll go thumbs down too, because, like you said, this was the only Disney Channel thing they had, and for it just to do Camp Rock and not introduce their Cheetah Girls that you have already been making, yeah, that's a down.
Disney Junior, we can't really comment on. I feel like it's not fair. Like, yeah. They announced that little special. I mean, that they're doing that series. I can't even comment on that. I feel like you can't either.
No, it's not fair to it.
Yeah. Fox, the Treehouse of
Horror.
Terror or Horror. Wait, what
Treehouse
is it?
Of Horror.
Treehouse of Horror special. They teased. Where do you rank?
You know what? I'll give it thumbs up. Why not? I enjoy a good Halloween special. The Simpsons usually nail their Halloween special, so why not? I'll give it an up.
I'll give it like a sideways. Kingdom Hearts was huge. Oswald looked good. And then Percy Jackson is just happened, that panel, so I can't comment too much on that. But I'm giving it a thumbs up for sure.
I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I think that was probably the biggest thing for Disney Plus to have, to not only get season 3 of Percy Jackson, that Oswald that's going to be pretty decent, pretty well, but that Kingdom Hearts, I'm telling you, that is going to do stupid numbers, going to do bonkers for that. So yeah.
Muppets. Thumbs down. I feel like they didn't deliver on any.
They didn't do enough.
Stuff. Really. Princess Diaries I care about, but Romeo and Michelle I don't. So I'm giving it a sideways for that.
Yeah, I feel like sideways.
Diaries, I would give it a thumb. If it was Princess Diaries and Hocus Pocus 3, I would have gave it a thumbs up. But I give this part of the panel and just D23 in general, announcement-wise, like a sideways.
Yeah, that's
Experiences, I'm going to count a lot of the theme park stuff I announced earlier. It sounds like they have a lot of cool stuff in development.
Mm-hmm.
Do I care about the cruise line and the Abu Dhabi stuff as much? No. But, like, a lot of the stuff that they're putting work into, like the Encanto attraction and the Coco attraction and just the Tropical Americas thing in Animal Kingdom, like that, all that sounds really cool that they're working on right now. But I'm not like a huge theme park person, so I'm struggling with like the rating for this. If I give it like a sideways, I guess sideways. Because again, I care about the Abu Dhabi and the cruise as much.
Yeah, I think Sideways is probably the best way to go for the experiences.
Okay, we're done.
We're done.
Anything you want to talk about real quick?
No, nothing else. I think we all hit our bullet points.
Okay. I hope everyone had fun listening to Sam and I discuss D23. Make sure to like, comments, and subscribe. Leave comments sharing your thoughts, especially on what projects excited you the most. If you'd like to see more content from me, I post short movie reviews on this YouTube channel, as well as on TikTok and Instagram. And I've recently done out-of-theater reactions for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which counts as a Disney property. They mentioned it during the Marvel panel, technically. That's how they introduced Sadie Sink.
Mm-hmm.
The next Red Carpet Talk live stream will be soon, most likely next weekend, if not sometime after that. The following weekend, usually Saturdays. Please let me know what other topics you want to see me cover next in the comments below. Is there anything you want to plug real quick?
Yeah, if you guys can, just make sure to follow me on my channel, Sam Macias. I do reactions, interviews as well over there as well. Currently just finished X-Men 97 Season 2. Gonna get back on the One Piece train, so I'm gonna be doing that again. And maybe, speaking of trains, probably start doing an Infinity Train reaction. I know a lot of people love that show, so probably gonna give that a try, see how that goes. And just follow me over there. Follow me on my socials. Sam Macias5 on Instagram, SamMac55 on Twitter, and anywhere else you can find me.
And for those who don't know, if you're interested in D23 in general, I know a lot of people are complaining that the entertainment showcase wasn't being live streamed yesterday. I know the other two big ceremonies, yesterday was the entertainment showcase. Today is the experiences showcase, and that is going to be live streamed on Disney+. In less than in about an hour and a half from now. So you can check that out. And then they have the Disney's Legend ceremony honoring Jonas Brothers and Anne Hathaway and Jerry Bruckheimer happening tomorrow, I think around the same time that the entertainment showcase happened yesterday. And that's also being live streamed on Disney+. It's interesting that they're live streaming those two things, but not the entertainment showcase that happened yesterday. I guess because there's exclusive footage that they don't want the public seeing yet. That could be the difference. But yeah, if people want park updates more than I teased a bit throughout this stream, but if you want more park updates, more in depth, going further into a lot of the stuff I talked about that they'll probably mention, then check that out on Disney+. Yeah. Nice, good night, everyone. Bye.